So, Michelle, why hasn't Vanessa confessed to her one-night stand with Adam?
Well, she hasn't confessed because, she doesn't want to hurt him, and she thought that she could get away with not telling him by just keeping, sweeping it all under the carpet. Her and Adam agreed that they'd never, tell anybody, and then she got pregnant. And then, of course, there's the, who's the daddy? So that's now, it's opened a whole new, it's a whole new ball game now. So, but that was her intention, that they'd just never ever talk of it again, and they just move on, get on with their lives, because she loves Kirin. But then it's not as straightforward as that, is it?
Why does she think it's then time to tell Rakesh about the baby? Why do they think now's the time?
Well, they both decide, because other people are finding out. Like Paddy comes round and he's like, "Oh, can you go and can you cover for me today?" Well, what's the job? I need to go vaccinate a lot of sheep. She's pregnant. She can't. Thank you. That was in the background there. That was really well timed. And she can't be anywhere near like lambs or anything like that because she's pregnant. And she's like, "Look, I can't." And he's like, "What are you?" And then realises she's pregnant. So people in the village are finding out. So they both decide that it is time that, Rakesh needs to know. But they absolutely dread. Well, Vanessa dreads telling him.
So why does Vanessa? She does tell Adam about. She does tell Kirin about Adam. What makes her tell him the truth finally? Is she forced into a corner?
She tells Kirin,
yes.
Did you say? Yeah, sorry, there's so many Adams and Kirin like that.
That's what I mean.
So Vanessa told Kirin that she's pregnant?
No, she slept with Adam, because she does tell him, doesn't she? That
yeah, because they get busted. So basically, that's at the point where Vanessa's having, it's basically they can tell who's the dad. It's a prenatal paternity test. So Vanessa gets Adam in quite reluctantly, and we have a private nurse at the house, and we've literally just finished doing all that. Vanessa's got the chain on the door, and Kirin, as far as she's concerned, is in the library at college revising. He then comes home early. He's like, what's going on? Why is the chain on? And so she ushers Adam upstairs, lets him in. And there's this poor nurse that stood there, and she's Vanessa just sort of fobs it off and says, "Oh, this is it's an old friend," and like gets her out of the house. But knowing Adam's upstairs the whole time, and she's trying to get him out. And anyway, then Adam's phone rings. Of course it does, upstairs, and he comes down, and she just thinks, the game's up. She's got to just come clean.
How does Kirin feel about that?
What, at that moment? Well, I think at that moment, he's come back home to invite Vanessa to the party that Victoria's doing. So when he comes in and then he hears Adam, he knows Vanessa's lying. There's something not quite right in her energy, and he doesn't know it's a nurse, but it doesn't quite make sense. Nothing's adding up. So he gets a little bit out of her, and then when the phone rings and Adam comes downstairs, I think initially Kirin doesn't. Why would he think of anything? I mean, Adam's coming downstairs. I think for a split second he's just like, "Well, what the hell's going on?" But then the penny drops, and he's like, "Nah, this." So
and at first it's that initial of, "Oh, well, you just two sleeping together," and the fact that it could be Adam's baby doesn't hit you straight away.
That's not going to come straight away.
Yeah.
Even the fact of them sleeping together doesn't come straight away. He's innocent. Why would that cross his mind? But then as he sees Adam and his face and the way Adam is starting to react, he then pieces two and two together, goes through that journey. Oh my God, they slept together. No, don't tell me it could be the kid. So, and then it's a fight or flight mode.
So what will he do if it's Adam's baby?
Good question. I think it's a fight or flight mode. So there's been incidents before in Kirin's character where he's had a few of them, and with Vanessa's cancer scare, he sort of ran away from it. But then with Kane being in the pond, he sort of went for it. So he's in that zone, and he's definitely not happy about it. Let's say that.